Genshin dropping one of the biggest and most awaited lore on a random Wednesday. Anyways, this lore drop covers tons of details. This lore intro drops a massive lore bomb on Teyvat. We're introduced to 4 shades and Pierro Colombina. We also got a hint of Paimon being one of the 4 shades and many more. We will discuss in this video, so drop the like button and let's start analyzing. Let's start with the old women, probably Barbaloth, who is telling this story. It means witches already know about the 4 shades, and we will discuss it later in video. So we are introduced to ruler of time, Istaroth, among the 4 shades of the heavenly principles. She is known by a plethora of titles, including the God of Moments, the Thousand Winds. Now, if we think back on it, this line, Thousand Winds, started from the start of our journey. And we also know the gateway to Celestia is in Mondstadt. Let's continue. Ronova is the ruler of death among the 4 shades of the heavenly principle. We have met her in Natlan Quest. After Mavuika used Ronova's powers to thwart Gasoithoth's abyssal invasion, Ronova demanded Mavuika's life as payment to fulfill their pact. However, the Lord of the Night and the Captain had agreed to have Il Capitano offer his life instead, intending to exploit the curse of immortality imposed upon him by Ronova. Naberius is the ruler of life. After the cataclysm, her heart was eventually discovered by Albedo and his master, Rhinedottir, deep in the heart of a dungeon. Shortly after discovering it, Rhinedottir disappeared. Her heart was later devoured by Rhinedottir, and Naberius fused with her. Asmoday is the ruler of space among the 4 shades of the heavenly principles. She is the mysterious god, responsible for separating the traveler from their sibling at the start of Genshin Impact.
Use Loot Bar to get up to 25% off on Genesis crystals. Select your desired pack UID and server. The top-up will be delivered quickly and safely in your account. I personally used this to gift Welkins, with over 50,000 positive reviews and trusted by these partners. Use the link to get 10% additional off.
Asmoday separated the twins, leaving one in Teyvat while the other later awoke without any memories. But the real question is, why separate them instead of capturing both? We'll explore this in detail in a separate video. What we do know is that she was eavesdropping during the latest Natlan story quest when we finally reunited with our sibling. One thing that really shocked me, and something most people didn't notice, is that Venti's voice actor is also voicing Istaroth. Time and time again, we've seen the connection between the winds and time, so this isn't just a random coincidence. In every language, the same voice actor who voices Venti also voices Istaroth, so it's clearly intentional. Maybe you think I'm exaggerating, but I believe there's more to this than we realize. I'll try to dig deeper in my next video, so let's keep going. Next, we see Ronova absorbing the crow she just destroyed. There are many details hidden in this scene. For example, how she was shown in Raiden Shogun's cutscene in Inazuma. And we know Raiden has mentioned Istaroth in Story Quest. Or the marks on her body are quite similar to Paimon's, which raises even more questions. This symbol is seen in many of the domains too. Here, Ronova addresses Naberius, but then realizes she's actually speaking to Rhinedottir. You can tell them apart by their appearance. The golden halo and black clothes represent Rhinedottir, while the blue halo and white clothes signify Naberius. It seems she was conducting an experiment, probably outside Teyvat or somewhere in the Dark Sea. The purpose might be to test whether life can survive beyond Teyvat, since she mentions that life there is rendered unstable and tainted by the ruler of space. Anyway, after seeing Ronova, it's safe to say that all Genshin female characters now have some serious competition. Naberius' eyes show runic symbols. The blue eye represents Naberius, while the gold eye represents Rhinedottir. If you look closely, you can see all the intricate details in her eyes. This scene reveals that Rhinedottir has not only fused with Naberius, but can also wield her powers for her own experiments. Because of this, Naberius has been deprived of her ability to act or make decisions independently. However, she still retains a degree of authority within this shared existence. Here we see her halo shift from blue to gold, symbolizing control, returning to Rhinedottir. This is also where we're introduced to Istaroth. Her design includes wind chimes, yet another wind-related motif. At this point, Genshin isn't even trying to hide the connection between wind and time. We then see Istaroth's powers in action as she rewinds time right before our eyes. She also mentions that Asmoday is no longer with them, and Ronova wonders where she has gone. When Ronova uses her powers, we can clearly see her hand's eyes open in a striking display of her true abilities. We then realize that the space they're in was created by Asmoday. As Ronova uses her power to close it, we see Asmoday's cube disappear. Her ability seems to absorb and collapse the space like a black hole. After that, the three of them meet, and Ronova suggests they should search for Asmoday since she has never missed a meeting since they were cast down as shades of the Heavenly Principle. Here's where it gets really interesting. Istaroth says she suspects Asmoday might have switched sides, and that trying to find her now could do more harm than good.
We know that Asmoday was the one who let one of the twins go while capturing the other.
It's possible she's also controlling Paimon to keep a close eye on the Traveler, especially since Paimon is shown to have a thread connecting her to the sky. Ronova even mentions that Asmoday might love her new master more than the Heavenly Principle, implying she could have found someone else to serve. Of course, Paimon has already been the subject of countless theories, like the Moon Sister theory. But here's something interesting. In the latest Archon quest, when Asmoday is eavesdropping on the Traveler, Paimon isn't there. Paimon later says she saw the Traveler disappear and then reappear in the same place. So while Paimon probably isn't Asmoday herself, there are still too many hints that tie her to all of this. I definitely need to dig deeper to uncover the full story.
Ronova's eyes are marked with 7 kite shapes. Istaroth warns Ronova that she's being watched, and to her shock, it is Pierro. In that moment, memories resurface. She recalls the day she destroyed Khaenri'ah, and honestly, at this point, Pierro is basically just aura farming. Remember the We Will Be Reunited teaser? Ronova was there then, too, tied to Khaenri'ah's fall. Rhinedottir even mentions that Pierro is an old acquaintance of hers, which makes sense, and she's one of the 5 sinners. Next, we're shown the 7 remaining Fatui harbingers, who will be meeting very soon. When the Tsaritsa is brought into the conversation, Ronova scoffs, saying that with her paltry powers, she dares to gaze upon the Heavenly Principle. But Rhinedottir calmly reminds her that the Heavenly Principle has yet to awaken, and if she were the Tsaritsa, she wouldn't have passed up that chance either.
Here we see Naberius emerge and speak to Ronova, telling her she can't allow her to think that way. But Ronova responds by saying that due to the lack of order, it's time to intervene, at least to the extent permitted by the rules. Next, we see Pierro standing with Fatui soldiers in Nod-Krai. We get a glimpse of their bases and other locations tied to Nod-Krai, a region that's been shrouded in mystery until now. Pierro then says that the gaze of the gods has always been considered a blessing. This ties directly to visions, which are granted to those blessed by the gods. But he warns that when mortals look directly at the gods, they invite wrath and retribution. And yet, this man stared straight into the soul of the divine while Khaenri'ah was being destroyed. We're then shown what is probably the main city of Nod-Krai. The NPCs here are dressed in a casual style completely different from anything we've seen in the other nations. And until now, we've never seen any NPCs from Nod-Krai at all. Pierro continues, saying, "I know the price of looking at the gods. Now tell me, what's the price of killing one?" It's a chilling line that sets the stage for what's coming. The scene ends with Pierro quoting the Tsaritsa, "Behold, even the gods have their limits." Then we see Celestia itself hanging in the sky. Finally, it looks like we're about to witness some real action from Celestia, and I, for one, am excited to see what happens next.
We're then shown the Fatui base in Nod-Krai, along with new Fatui soldiers. Their mission is to retrieve the damselette from Nod-Krai. And from the looks of it, she's glitching. And she also seems to be connected to the Sealies. So here's what I think will happen. We'll go to Nod-Krai, meet Pierro, and help the Fatui retrieve the damselette. While rescuing her, we'll uncover her story, and as we know, she's set to be the next playable Fatui member. By the end, or near the climax of this arc, we'll finally see the gods Naberius, Istaroth, and Ronova take direct action. Gosh, this teaser dropped so much lore in just a few minutes. I'll definitely be analyzing this even deeper soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, consider subscribing for more videos like this coming soon.
My dear Rhinedottir, you have my respect, Naberius. Your nagging is one of the only things that can get under my skin.
And you, Istaroth, why did you bestow history upon them?
I had to find some way to pass the time, did I not? After all, it's clear that Asmoday is not here.
Well, perhaps you could share your input a little earlier next time. But you're right. There's no trace of Asmoday here. Where has she gone? Anyway, it's time I put this space out of its misery.
These meetings are just a formality. Does it really matter that only 3 of us are here?
I, for one, think that we should find her. Since the Heavenly Principles cast us as shades, not one of us has ever missed a meeting.
What if she just switched sides? Finding her would do more harm than good. Now there's an interesting idea. Better than being devoured.
Just switched sides? You make it sound like such a trivial affair. We are shades, shadows of the Heavenly Principles. It's unthinkable. Unless she loves her new master more than her own self.